Hello. Today we're going to go over the new traps. I've had a couple days to play with them. Actually, I did a whole run the other day where I was just using the 3 new traps. It did okay. It did okay. I wish we would have gotten more than just ceiling traps, because then I could have been like, hey, let's do... We don't have a lot of ceilings in the maps, so trying to get all 3 to work and only... Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Okay, so the new ones were just added a couple days ago in the new update, and it's the Beehive Ceiling Trap, the Orc Cannon Ceiling Trap, and then the Web Spinner Ceiling Trap. You'll notice the stars with the number 5 inside of it, like next to price, status effect, and status effect duration. My traps are fully upgraded, so those pricing and damage and durations and such are going to be different than yours right out the gate. Okay, let's look at the Beehive first. The Beehive is actually kind of cool. I don't know how I'm going to work it into my stuff yet, but what it does is it'll drop a beehive on the head of an orc, and then bees will get pissed off and swarm out and apply their... They're all affected by bees. Yep, they take every damage. They take every damage. The damage ticks every second. The status effect lasts for 15 seconds when fully upgraded, and they take about, on average, 60 damage per tick. So you're looking at roughly 900 damage over 15 seconds. These things will trigger from any height. You'll notice the blue hologram. God, my guy's so fat. The blue hologram coming down below it. That blue hologram reaches the ground. It's really hard to see, but it's there. It's there. And we can even put it here to prove it. And we'll summon these guys. Notice there's no initial hit. Think they're affected. Damage. 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 Whereas, like, see that fell from the height and hit them. Brimstone will have a big oomph when it first hits them when they ignite with the burning status effect. These guys don't have an initial impact damage. It's just literally a dot. The dot range is actually pretty massive. So you'll notice it dropped to hit the top guy or the center guy, and the guys on the sides also got affected. So if we slap this out here, this out here, and we'll just funnel everybody down a 2-tile wide path. And we'll put the beehive directly on the edge of this 2 tile. So it's going to drop and hit right here. This guy is going to come down, hit this, and squeeze his little booty against this wall. This guy's going to do the same thing against this wall, get hit by this, and it will hit that guy, proving that it's a 2-tile range. Watch, watch, watch. Bam, you got it. Okay, so if we take this down and move it over here, right, and then drop this, now we're 2.5 over from the side. And we can go ahead and do this. Is he going to trigger it? Please trigger it. Please trigger it. Boom, does not hit that guy. So it's a 2-tile range on either side of the beehive. Now the beehive has 4 threads. You don't have to do anything to unlock it, unfortunately. I like having more and more challenges to unlock threads and things. It gives me more things to do besides just flat out playing, which is fine too, but I like having tasks. So the first one is Explosive Beehive. Beehives explode for 200 damage in an area when it lands. So you can get AoE damage as well for initial oomph when it hits the ground, which is cool. Which is cool. Then we got Killer Bees. Beehive also applies poison to enemies. Remember, this is an organic trap. I don't think I mentioned that. So if you've got other threads for organic, poison also, you can chain reaction a bunch of things. Okay, we also have Killer Bees, where Beehive also applies the poison status effect to enemies, which is nice. We have Migration Season. Bees will jump to a nearby enemy if the enemy they are attacking dies. That's cool. And then finally, Who Wants That Honey? Bees deal 50% additional damage to shiny enemies. And again, shiny is the status effect that you gain from the Molten Lava ceiling trap that gives you coins. All right, next up, let's look at the Orc Cannon. This pulls in a light orc and shoots it back at enemies. It's a ballista trap. Fully upgraded, the price will be down to 1,600. I believe it's 1,800 by default. I don't remember what the damage and reset times are, but you can get it to 540 damage and a reset time of 15 seconds. This guy has a range of 2,000, whereas like your ice lance is 4,000. Your other ballista auto crossbow is 4,000. Your hook shot is 4,000. So this is a mid-range for the ceiling ranged weapons, which is nice because it's not pulling these guys in. But what it does is it'll suck in the orc, and it gives you a massive boom. 99,000. So what it's doing, I imagine, is it's killing the orc. It's not actually firing the orc, it's sucking in. It just gets rid of whatever it sucks in, right? And then after it kills something, then it loads in a fake-looking orc and shoots it out. But that's what the only thing I can make sense of, the 99999. But this will only suck in basic orcs. Like basic orcs. If it's fully armored and heavy, it will not suck them in. It doesn't suck in the drummer boy, which is a tiny little guy, and it does not suck in any of the flying. Even the tiny baby diaper-wearing red dragon flyers. But the orcs that it does suck in, it bounces them. Let's see if I can get a ragdoll going. Suck that guy. Boom. Get him. Yeah. Fire. See? Bounces around and hits everything in its path. It's kind of cool. It's really kind of cool. And when I had a bunch of these clustered together, it didn't seem to bug out like the hook shots do when they're all trying to suck one target. See, it prioritized two different ones. I don't know why that guy didn't suck anything in. God, these sound dirty. Okay, so threads, same thing. You don't have to unlock any of these. They're all readily available once you get the trap. Enemies pulled in by the Orc Cannon have a small chance to drop a golden ticket when they die. A golden ticket gives you a free trap. So if you've got spendy traps, use the spendy trap. Don't put down a free 400-point tar trap. Put down a molten or another cannon. They've got kobold protocols. All kobolds can now be targeted by the Orc Cannon. So there you go. Now your little vermin, your speed demon vermins that got a buff in the last update, which I haven't felt, but they got a buff. They're now immune to more things. But now you can target them and shoot them back at the orcs. We got medium caliber. Medium orcs can now be targeted by the Orc Cannon. Still can't do heavies, but you can do mediums now with this thread. And more orc power. Projectile orcs deal an additional 50% damage when colliding with enemies. I did get this one. This one was awesome. Okay, let's look at the web spinner. This one I'm very torn on. Like, very torn on. It covers a 2x2 grid.
This will aid with flies.
Okay. And when fully upgraded, it does some goofy stuff. All right, fully upgraded, it costs 700. The reset time is 11.25 seconds. And it holds things in place for 7.5 seconds. Neat. Okay. See? Sucked them in. Cool. They're hanging. They're just hanging around. Hanging out. Yeah. 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 Get up. Get up. Get sucked again. It's endless. It's endless. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I open my back door to go out to the back patio, I'll walk into some cobwebs, okay? And it's annoying. These don't do anything. It's an initial, they need to, like, snare, more on that later, like, slow down, entangle, or, like, in Orcs 3, they had a suction device that would levitate enemies upward and hold them and then drop them, which is kind of what this is doing, and that made more sense. It just kept pulling things up. This pulls them up, suspends them, but it doesn't do anything after that. So if we were to, let's see, do this, and let's go ahead and drop this guy here. I want to suck in the first one or two, and I want the third guy to enter the zone after the other two or single have been levitated, sucked. Come on. Oh, because you're goofed. Go, 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 go. Okay, this is what frustrates me about this trap. Sucked. Oh, I got both of them, all three. Damn. Damn, damn. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, he's slowed. Sucked. All right, he's going to walk over. Right through. Right through. There was nothing even there. There was no cobwebs, nothing. So it's cool, but it's not cool. Like, I don't know. So, what it does do is they're considered ragdolled or in the air. If you saw my status effect video, you'll know that they take double damage. So while they're in there, that's taking 140. When they're walking, they take 70. Okay, so while they're suspended, any kind of traps that you have or yourself are going to be doing double damage to them. Okay, and these can be triggered from any height as well. It doesn't suck them up higher, though. I was like, oh, no, I wish it would slowly just bring them all the way to the top. You'll see. It's the same height as a low ceiling. Yep. And then they fall. And then they get sucked again. Okay. Now on the snare, slowing down, the web effect. We've got a thread called dense webbing, where enemies are slowed while walking through the webs. Now that's cool, if you can get the thread. I didn't get it. I played, I don't know, six missions the other day with just the 3 traps. And I never got this one to pop. But this could be solid. It was definitely really cool when I had the double damage or the 50% increased damage on the Orc Cannon, and the Orc Cannon would fire an Orc at the suspended Orc. It was just death. Death, because they're taking double damage from traps while they're in the air. Then I'm taking 50%. It was cool. But I didn't really have any crowd control, period. It would suck in the group that would walk through it, but everything behind it in line would not get sucked up. And there's 4 more, so there's in total actually 5 threads for the web trap, whereas the other 2 new traps only have 4. We also have combo support, where the web spinner applies an additional combo point to entangled enemies. We got highly flammable. Fire damage is increased by an additional 100% to entangled enemies. I did get this one. This one was fun to put a brimstone either right before it or directly underneath. So we'd ignite them, they'd get entangled, they'd burn to death, and they'd drop, and most of the time they'd fall and get reignited again. But the traffic that's moving through sometimes would disable, because the brimstone only has like 4 charges before it has to reset. So depending on how dense the flow of the wave is, regardless, it's cool. Then we have Hunter Trapper. Hunters can also be picked up by the web spinner. Speaking of hunters being subjected to this, meaning they're not normally able to be picked up, but now they can if you get this thread. Flyers are the same way. Flyers are not affected by this trap, which was also kind of disappointing. Because again, you have a big web hanging down. They also cannot lift up elementals. They can't pick up trolls. They can't pick up orcs. If it could have affected flying, I would have been a big fan of this one. But the fact that it doesn't affect flying, it's hard for me to use this one. It's cool, and you can get some combos off of it, and you can do some cool stuff, but I'm not a big fan of it at the moment. At the current moment. That might change. And then lastly, it has razor webs. Enemies take 50 damage per second while entangled in the webs. So there you go. There's the 3 new traps. I like them. I like them a lot. I don't think I can work all 3 of them into a successful level 10 difficulty, but I can mix a couple of them in, definitely. I want to play around with the Beehive some more, go back to using Briar and start using poison and organic stuff again, especially with the organic and poison threads. I feel like you could probably come up with some pretty goofy loadouts eventually. Setups with the correct threads. I have a level 15 and a level 20 10 skull difficulty. Maybe I'll do a run here now that we have save files, which is awesome, by the way. Oh, and this, it says solo quick saves. It needs to be solo quick save. Quick save. It needs to be a save. Take the S off, because you can only have 1 save. So I saved 3 different solo runs. Clearly, that keeps overriding the previous save. hence the test 3. So solo, you can only have 1. I haven't tested multiplayer to see if you can actually have 3. But now that we have this, I don't have to do a solid session of 25 missions. Well, you could always quick save solo. But anyways, maybe I'll do that soon and get a level 25 up with the new traps. But now I'm going to go try to figure out where the morning outfit is for Gabby. I can't find it. But we found a mustache. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.